caused by thoughts. I know, Allison, you'd think we'd know this by now. You would think. I know. It's never a big shock, you guys. My answers are always the same. Okay, doubt is a feeling that's caused by your thoughts. That's it. Just like Allison brought up, one of the biggest problems with doubt is not the doubt itself, it's what we make the doubt mean. We make doubt mean something about us, about our faith, about our future in our faith, about whether or not we actually believe in God. We make it mean something about our past, about whether we actually ever believed in it. We make the story of what doubt means so much heavier than it needs to be. Doubt is simply an emotion that you feel from a thought that you have, period. That's it. And when you say it like that, it's really not that scary, especially since you guys, as my clients, know what to do with feelings. You just feel them. The reason that doubt feels so heavy and so serious and so insurmountable and like such a problem is because we're not processing it and looking at it or at the thought that creates it. Instead, we're panicking. Okay, so if we were going to write this in the model, okay, the self-coaching model, we have our circumstance, we have our thought, we have our feelings, our actions, and our results. Okay, so when we put doubt in the feeling line, it's because we have a thought or maybe a question that's creating this feeling. But rather than just process this, instead we panic. Okay, or we avoid it. Okay, we pretend it's not there because we're like, oh, if I have the thought that I shouldn't have doubt, then I just want to pretend like it's not there. I don't want to address it because what does it mean? Oh my gosh, if I actually address this doubt, if I actually acknowledge this emotion that I'm feeling, then maybe it means that I'm actually doubting everything. Remember yesterday we talked about how faith is not black and white. It's not all or nothing. You might have a question about one thing, but we make doubt all or nothing. Doubt is not all or nothing, but we often make it that way. We often make it, hey, I'm doubting this one thing, or I have a question about this one area or this one thing. And because I'm questioning this one thing, it must mean I'm questioning everything. The phrase that keeps coming to my mind, and I don't actually like this phrase, is you throw out the baby with the bathwater. I don't know where that comes from. I don't know why we use it. That's the phrase that's coming to my mind. But that's what we do. We have one doubt about one thing, and so just we throw it all out. We just blanket statement, oh my gosh, I'm having doubts. And we might even use a term like faith crisis, like Allison brought up, to describe what it is that we're feeling. But ladies, we don't need any of that drama. Okay, all we need to do is just acknowledge that it's an emotion. But typically what we do is we don't want to acknowledge it because of what we make it mean. And so instead we panic about it, we spin in our heads, or we avoid it. Neither of which creates any kind of positive result because this just kind of sits there and festers. And the longer it sits there and festers, just like I was talking about yesterday, the longer it sits there and festers, then this is what's going on in the background. Okay, the longer you leave this doubt unacknowledged and unprocessed, the more proof, the more evidence your brain will find for it. Okay, and the more evidence you find for this doubt, the less you're finding for your belief, for your faith, for what you want to believe on purpose. And instead, we're building doubt instead of building faith. And this is all happening subconsciously simply because you don't want to acknowledge this feeling right here. Does this make sense? You guys with me? Doubt is